let's do overreactions. Dan Graziano put together a bunch of them for us. Let's see what we think. If someone were to say, D. Wood, the Bears, who play the toughest schedule in the league, are going to miss the playoffs, are going to regress, is that an overreaction?
That's an overreaction. Listen, as much as we talked about like the turnovers and the schedule and all this other stuff, we haven't mentioned about the progression of Caleb Williams. You know, being in his second year with Ben Johnson. I think the one thing I really appreciate about Ben Johnson at the end of the last year after they were eliminated was the fact he talked about is last year was last year. It has no bearing on the next year. Like, we need to reset and refocus and worry about 2026. I love to hear that from a coach because it's true. People expect, oh, we're going to take what we did in 2025 and 2026. No, that team is totally different from the team that you're going in the season with.
So look, I mean, I've had Ben Johnson on my radar for years because Rex Ryan's son coached under him for years. So Rex has been telling me for years there is a young coach, a young offensive coach on the staff in Detroit who is going to be the next Bill Walsh. He's been saying that forever. So I would ask you this. Right now, the league has always had like the great quarterback-coach combo. We had Belichick and Brady. We've had Reed and Mahomes. If someone is going to become the next one of that, I'm not guaranteeing anything. Who would you bet on if you look at the combination before you would bet on it being Ben Johnson, who seems to be as creative offensively with a different style? Like every coach is running that one offense. He's got his own thing here that travels well. You look at what he's doing, and you look at the talent of Caleb Williams. If you're going to bet on a coach-quarterback combo, why wouldn't you bet on him?
You absolutely bet on them, but I'm going to say this about Ben Johnson. Because it felt like he was slow to take a head coaching job, I didn't know what the personality was going to be. I didn't know what the dog was going to be. I didn't think he was going to walk out to the middle of the field, dap off Matt LaFleur real quick and walk off.
He seemed like a maniac.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be about that action the way that he is. I didn't think he was going to have that level of a way to hold a team accountable the way he does. The level of toughness he has, the physicality that he preaches. And if you look at the difference in Detroit's offense in 1 year and Chicago's offense in the year he was there, it felt like Dan Campbell was always the tone setter in that building, but Ben Johnson played a part in that as well. And so beyond what he can do from an X's and O's or strategic standpoint, it's Ben Johnson the person. It's Ben Johnson the leader. And he challenged Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams showed what type of dude he was by answering the call.
You know what else Ben Johnson is? He's smart. He had the opportunity potentially to be a head coach the year before. He waited for the right situation. He didn't jump at the first job that came open. He waited till he saw a spot that he liked. He identified Caleb Williams as the guy. I can make him into the next whomever, and I personally think they're on their way.
And if you go back to what we said last year, which was that it would take a little bit of time for Caleb Williams to get fully up to speed. Well, maybe a year into the offense, he gets fully up to speed. And if he's that good and that adept in that offense, yeah, the Bears will have a tough schedule. There's no reason that team should regress in noticeable amount to where they wouldn't be competing for a playoff spot.
You said something earlier, Greeny, about Caleb Williams being so good at doing the hard stuff.
Yeah.
You know what he was also good at? He was also good about answering the call in the biggest moments. That's normally the thing that young players have to gain, young players have to acquire through experience. But Caleb Williams, when all the chips were down, that's when he was his best at the quarterback position.
You know when he's going. He just needs to learn to bat singles.
Yeah.
That's when his game is going to take the next level. We've seen the spectacular. When he learns to consistently bat singles, he's going to become a superstar.
If the Bears wind up winning that game, that touchdown he throws at the end against the Rams becomes one of the legendary plays of all time.
Absolutely. But it wasn't just the touchdown. It was all the things that led up to it. It was all the things that said, hey, Caleb Williams, in this moment against the MVP, what are you going to do? Can we count on you? And he showed time and time again.
Bears schedule, what are you seeing, Shefty?
I'm seeing 2 of the final 3 games at home. Green Bay, Week 16 at home. Detroit at home in Week 17 at Minnesota to end the season. That's a nice little run out at home against divisional opponents. 2 of the 3 games are at home, which is where the Bears would want to have those games.
So you see, they finished against the division in their last 3 weeks. All right, we continue with the overreactions. RC, these are courtesy of Graziano. The Bengals